Morning all. But a few people contact me wanting to know about planting some herbs, veg, getting a little kitchen garden going, or maybe doing some planting on the windowsill, or just how they can boost their or supplement their own food needs at home. So I'd say one of the easiest ones to start off is let me see. You see that there? Okay. A few tomatoes from yesterday evening's meal. You just cut out the seeds. I'm not going to subject you to all the little washing and whatever that needs to be done with them, but I'll give you a quick run through. It's probably one of the easiest plants you can get to germinate. Tomatoes are so bloody easy. I mean, if you throw them seeds out in your lawn and don't cut the grass, you'll end up with tomato plants. So basically what I do is I'm going to bring them to water, I'm going to give them a good wash, get rid of the gunk and stuff around the seeds, and then I'm going to separate out the seeds. I have a large flower pot outside the back door that I keep all my coffee grounds in, and then just use them as as the mixture that I propagate the seeds in. Fill your little seed trays with your soil or your seed and potting compost, or in my case the coffee grounds. Plant them in them, keep them moist and keep them warm, like in a windowsill, or if outside you can get little clear plastic covers to put on the trays or whatever, mini greenhouse effect. And yeah, that's basically it. So I'm going to do a bit of a stop-start video here and go and wash these and clean them up a little bit. Okay, so only 2 minutes later, we're back. I just dumped that stuff from the jar into a sieve, ran it under cold water, and while I was running under water, just swirled them around with my finger, gently, not to damage the seeds. And most of what I don't want ran out through the sieve, the seeds stayed inside, and now we'll get to final cleanup. And typically I left the tweezers that I'm going to use outside, so I'll pause you for 1 second while I run and get it. Alright, back again with said tweezers. Basically all I'm doing is separating the seeds from the flesh. Most of us have time on our hands at the moment with all this corona madness that's going on. It's worrying and anxious times, but also a good opportunity for us to learn some new skills or revisit some old ones, in my case here. One of the advantages, I suppose, of doing it this way is it's free. You don't have to leave your house to get seeds. And most of us have a tomato somewhere in our fridge. one downside, or one possible downside of doing it this way, is depending on the tomato. And I stand to be corrected on this. If anybody can weigh in on it, I'd appreciate it. But some species are like, that are commercially grown, they're like hybrids, and generally anything that's been hybridized isn't, the offspring from that isn't sexually mature. Like when you cross a lion and a tiger, you end up with a liger, which is a huge bloody animal, but they can't breed. They're not able to sexually reproduce. Same thing can happen with plants. When you hybridize plants, the resulting offspring, it might be tasty to eat, but they can't always be grown from those seeds. The seeds will be sterile. Now, I'd imagine that's a very small number of varieties that are out there. But it's just something to be aware of, that if you try this and it fails, it's just a stepping stone. Don't see it as a fail. See it as a learning curve, and try it next time with a different type of tomato. But I don't know how well you can see that there now on the camera, but we pretty much have all the seeds separated out from the flesh. So time to fill in the seed trays. Put you on pause again for a couple of minutes while I just go outside and bring in the coffee grounds. And back again. Right, I've cut up some squares of kitchen paper, toilet roll, anything at all. It's not a necessary step, but it saves, because the coffee grounds are quite fine, powdery, they can tend to fall out the holes out the bottom. So something that will allow moisture to pass in and out. Stick them in the bottoms. And again, I'm not going to subject you to having to watch me do all these trays, so we'll do one row of 4 for now, and I can do the rest later on. They don't even all have to be done in the one sitting. If I have enough seeds to do a row today, I can do that row. I can top it up again, do the next row tomorrow whenever I have seeds again. Okay, so light isn't letting you see much, but it's just like a 10-litre pot, and I keep tea leaves and coffee grounds in it. I know things are a bit different at the moment. You can't just wander up to your shop on a whim, but your local petrol station, coffee shop, news agents, everybody seems to have a coffee machine in their commercial premises these days. And these coffee grounds are a byproduct, a waste product of selling that coffee. So if you don't do percolated coffee yourself at home, it's very easy to just go to any one of those shops, make it easy for them, bring them a little 10 litre bin, a little compost bin, give them something like that and ask them to throw all their coffee grounds into it. Go up to them every couple of days and collect them. There you go. Easy way of getting them. So now, little hole. I'm just using the screw, you can use anything. Not every seed will germinate, and even if they did, not every germinated seed will produce a strong plant. So what I like to do is put maybe 3 seeds or so down into each hole. This is a lot easier when they're dry. I'm rushing it now for the video, so they're still a bit wet going on. There we go. If you weren't impatient like me and just left them dry out, they'd very, very simply fall in there. Lightly cover them over. I've never tried to do this on camera before, so lesson learned. If there is a next time, we'll leave the seeds dry out a bit on the tissue before I go planting them. There's 2, 3 in each one. Anyway, you get the idea. Boom. They're starting to dry off a bit now. And sure, look, we only have 1 left to go, so we may as well keep going. I just say don't work with children, animals. I'm going to add tomato seeds onto that one. Boom. There we go. Right, this isn't where you're going to grow your tomato plants, obviously. All this is doing is providing an environment for them to germinate and start growing into little small plants. So at this stage, very gently, just firming down the surface, not pushing down hard. At this stage, you get a little spray bottle, which I'll just grab here now. Put it on a fine mist. Dampen them down. It'll look quite wet the first time. The water will sit on the surface for a second, but it will soak down. And that's about it really. Stick them on the windowsill. Let's see, can I give you a quick look at that? They look soaking there now, but there's only a small amount of water on them. It'll soak down over the next couple of minutes. And stick them in a windowsill. If you're putting them outside, put them under a sheet of glass, clear plastic, something. Just make sure that they can breathe. You're not completely sealing them, and keep them moist. Check on them once or twice a day. Give them a little spritz of water every time they look dry, and before you know it, you're going to have tomato plants on the way up, ready for transplanting outside, and your own supply of tomatoes. Alright, I hope you learned something from it. I know I learned not to work with wet tomato seeds. Take care. Bye.